There we go. Hello and welcome, everybody. I see you all putting your names in the chat. Good to see Mary and
Yeah.
Jesse, or Mary Jessen, and Shirley Kritnick so far in the chat. Um, all right, welcome, everybody. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And with that, I think let's roll.
Yeah. Welcome to the first YP 202 of the year. This is a little bit different than the digital marketing show in that this is really about helping you guys learn some advanced strategies that go above and beyond Marketing Monday type content or YFP 101, where you learn how to use YFP to help you build your wellness business. Screen is shared, I think, right, Kristen? We're looking good.
Looking good.
All right. So let's go ahead and you know what? I realized I got to get my chat popped up so I can see the chat. I see you guys attending, but not the chat. There we go. Um, Plop that over here. And yeah, hey Ellie, nice to see you. Betty out there in Niagara Falls, great to see you. Cindy, Damon, Louise, welcome. Thanks for being here. And had to bump our meeting the other day. I'm feeling better today. I'll just give you guys a secret tip. So I made instead of taking DR, I got a cold the last couple of days, so you might hear it in my voice. But instead of taking DR just by as a tablet, I put 3 DR in a peppermint ginger in a mug. I'm a tea guy, so I loved it. Give me a shout in the chat if that's something you guys have done. The peppermint ginger just tones it down a little bit. Um, so yeah, I don't know if 3 was the right number, but I just thought it's 6 a day, isn't it? So had a couple of those, and yeah, that was great. So a word to the wise. So if you've ever thought, I know email marketing matters. Hey, Tammy, nice to see you out there. Is Dale with you? But I don't know what to send, or I don't want to sound salesy. That is certainly a challenge you may have thought about. So this is important to know. So social creates attention and helps you attract people. Email creates loyalty. So it's something that even after all these years we've been doing this, I still get people that will sometimes um, assert that they don't feel email is something that they want. They don't want their nobody wants emails anymore, and I just know this is not true, and I know it statistically because I see how many people, I see how many emails we send out every week, and I see how many of your people open them. So that means there's somebody out there that's checking email. People that are opening email are often the quiet ones who they watch, they read, they think, hey, maybe later. And one thing that we want to talk about tonight is the weekly email style that drives engagement, the subject line patterns that improve open rates, and how event invites work through email, and what changes when you add a promo moment. We'll kind of clarify what that is. But first thing we're going to do is go to a poll. Can we get the poll popped up? I think, is that Jasmine or is that you, Grace? Who's running polls? Oh, maybe it's Jomar.
There we go.
Jomar of many talents. There's the poll. The poll is up. Yeah. Jones is doing slides and he's everywhere. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the poll timer on. I think I am. Boop. There we go. All right, so you got 30 seconds to answer that poll. Yeah, I'm a little slow to the button there, but so what's your current experience with using email in your business? I've never really thought about email as a strategy. I know about email marketing, but I'm not consistent. I've sent emails before, but not with a system, or I already have an email system running. So obviously, for many of you guys, you're D, and but there's probably some of you who are not. So I've never. Yeah, there's 19. Whoa, 16%. That's shrinking. You got 5 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. What's our poll results, Kristen? Can you see them on your end? I'm not sure if polls popped up for you, Kristen, but here they
We
are.
got poll
Oh,
results. There we go.
oh, there you go. All right, Kristen's gonna give us the poll results.
So we got 13% of you who've never really thought about it yet. 17% know about it, but you're not consistent. 17% I've sent emails, but not with a system. And a whopping 52% already have an email system running. So well done.
Yeah. And for you, Kate, out there, I get it. One thing I would say is if you want to get off social media altogether, is maybe just consider, if social is either bumming you out because it's negative or something like that, just consider being the light that you wished you saw. And you will find the more, here's another big thing: do not interact with any of the garbage, or they're just going to send you more garbage. So make sure you're interacting, liking, doing things with the kind of stuff you love, and then social will echo that. You'll get more of those sort of things. And it is a free place to get found. So there's something, you've got a big, important, powerful message to share with people. So that's one way to consider it. And you don't also need to be a big consumer of social. You just get out there and post content, share your light, and then hop off. Let people know you're existing and move along, and love on their stuff if they got great stuff to share. So here's, by the way, why I'm confident in teaching this material. We've written, designed, and actually sent emails for you guys, for wellness ambassadors and wellness entrepreneurs for, well, 10 plus years. I've actually been studying and working with email marketing longer than that, but doing it for all of you since, I guess it's hard to believe, 2015, I think, was our first, 16 was our first newsletters. We've sent 100,000 plus emails. Our typical open rates are 25 to 30%, which is industry norm and above. And that may seem small, but if you think about it, if you have 100 people and you have 30 people, right, who open, and you saw 30 people in your house who read your message, there's actually a lot of people if you had 30 people in your house, right? Normally, when you invite someone to your meeting, you might get 6 or 7. So 30 people opening weekly can be great. Now, just think if you got to the point where you're really good at this and you're subscribing 1 or 2 a day, and in a couple of years you had 1,000 people and you got 30%. And then you had 300 people who are now opening and reading your emails. Can you guys see the power of that? And again, you're still sending the same, you're pressing the same one button, but you just have more people that are reading it. So email still works because you're not relying on the algorithm to show your content. It's consistent follow-up, which builds familiarity and trust. And people buy when they feel ready, not when you feel ready. So that's a beautiful thing about having a consistent follow-up mechanism. Email gives you a way to stay connected without chasing. And email is all about relationship building, trust building, re-engagement, and of course, loyalty over time, which is really kind of been the crown jewel of YFP, is our follow-up and nurturing mechanism. Originally, for the marketing hub side of it, before we added Content Studio, we were really all about enrollment and retention. So after you had a group, after you had customers, we could support that. Now we've been able to add with the Content Studio, been able to help you guys with attraction and finding people. But this is kind of our focus for tonight, is that how this supports those enrollment, retention, and somewhere in the finding phase, in the sense of if someone does see your email when they're first checking you out. The most effective emails are usually one topic, short and skimmable, valuable. So obviously that can be, opinion based, but valuable means you're not just simply talking about always a product or making a pitch. Not to say that there's not a time to be, we weave product in there as well, but we wanted to feel like even if you never bought anything, you still got some value from it. You still learned something. It was something you couldn't easily Google, is another approach we like to take. We want this to feel like, wow, I didn't know that. It's written like a human, because we see ourselves as your partners, your kind of ghost writers. So we want to write in a way where they feel like, Annette wrote directly to them, right? We want you guys to be a welcomed insider in the inbox. Also, we say here one clear call to action, but sometimes there is multiple. Sometimes we'll ask them to download a resource or consider attending a live event if we're getting closer to a live event. And now here's what keeps emails from feeling salesy. You teach one simple idea, you share something helpful, and you point to a next step. And let's take a poll, and which best describes your email strategy right now? I'm going to go ahead, start the timer, and poll up. So I don't have an email list yet. I have a list, but rarely email them. And Kristen, have you got live stream running so you can see if anyone's answering out there? I have a list, but rarely email them. Yes, I email sometimes, but only during promos, and I email consistently with a plan. So obviously, those of you that are using the Marketing Hub and we are emailing with you, for you, then you're D, and hopefully we have lots of Ds. But we have some people out there. Good for you, being honest. You don't have an email list yet. We want to help you with that. And it seems like the poll sort of started. I don't know what happened, but it stopped at 30 seconds. So I'm going to just say we're over time. So Kristen, go ahead and read out. You guys can grab a couple more chances to put in your answers, but Kristen, go ahead and read that out.
You betcha. So we have 9% that I don't have an email list yet. 25% I have a list but rarely email them. 16% I email sometimes only during promos. And 50% is I email consistently. And same thing out in Facebook. It's all D's out there. So well done.
Yeah, right on Facebook streamers. Great to see you here. Who do we have on Facebook? Let's give them a shout out.
We've got Anne Salancy is out there. Hello, Anne. And
Hey,
Donna
man.
is out there as well. And right now in the chat, it's just Anna or Anne and Dawn's or
All right.
Donna. So
Well, nice to
thanks for
see you
being here,
guys.
ladies.
Yeah. Special mention too. I see Danny Schultz out here too. Darlene Hanson. Good to see you too. And Debbie Tucker, who we were just coaching earlier today. Thanks for being here. Denise Williams, you made it. Great to see you. And Jackie, is it Gentry? Am I saying that right? Or Gentry? I think it's Gentry. Promo moments are not constant selling. So let's talk about this promo moments thing. So really there's strategic timing. So here's a promo moment, like the free shipping weekend, right? Maybe there's a seasonal promo like the Cyber Weekend or Black Friday promo, product spotlight week, for example, limited time incentive. So we want to be better at helping you guys with this kind of content because we realize there are times when you've got a really good promo and your people might have unsubscribed from your company's emails, and so you want a way to make sure that they're getting in on this. So inside our templates, we will be adding more of these for you guys to grab. We did actually a promo for the recent kickoff, the beginning of January. You guys may not have seen that, but those will be in the templates. Let's move to the next slide. By the way, Jeffrey Whitaker's here. Boy, I haven't seen your name in a long time. It's good to see you here. And maybe you've been in lots of things and I just haven't noticed, but the job is to create one of these outcomes. So, all right. So this is the job of email. Again, build trust, spark interest, get a click, get a reply, get attendance, move someone one step forward. This is really the key of email. Aside from, just simply building trust, we want to actually get them to do something where possible. I find a lot of times email, at times you can get them to purchase from email. A lot of times, though, I find it's like a trigger to get them to contact you or in a live event to do a booking, something like that, join a community. I find email is not like it used to be where, you could just send out one email and droves would buy. So consider other calls to action, like joining your wellness community. We can put together a focused email that way, especially for your VIP, your retention group, for your existing customer base, because most of you guys load your email marketing system right out of the box with your existing customers. Well, they are the people you want to invite to your, what we call the VIP retention group, because the objective is to retain them, right? So they're already a customer. Mary Vetter, yes, I seldom get orders from emails. That's right. It's usually a call, a personal connection. So yeah, so we want the emails to build the trust. It's you're putting yourself in front of them, and then when they see it, they're going to go take action. The problem is you often won't know that because they're not necessarily going to click a link. And even if they did, you may not see that. And they're going to go in. They may just, they're used to logging into their back office anyways, your company back office, and purchase something and you won't necessarily know. But I definitely know with our family, when my parents were getting sick and they weren't able to talk to clients anymore, our volume stayed strong. And I liken that definitely to email. That was like the only way really people were hearing about what was going on. And so many of our customer base were still getting on events and things like that. So now you can run email two ways, either hands off. So emails are written, designed, scheduled, and sent consistently for you, which is what we do. Or you make light edits so it sounds like you. So again, we can handle the email editing. Now, this is just like a screen grab of our existing email design. And your new email is in there. So we're going to take a look at that. Linda, are you saying you don't get email addresses, as in like you don't know how? Are 2 emails a week too much? And you have, I said, well, you don't need to use Sendable, Mary, to send 2 emails. Our system is designed so you can make your own. We are a full-fledged email marketing system like MailChimp or any of the major emails out there. You can go and straight out of the box. And Kristen will add that for tonight to show you guys the basics of starting your own email. So Sendable is, well, at least we use Sendable not for email. We use Sendable for social. Linda, yep, that may be true for you. I am sad for you if you're not able to get people's email addresses. But maybe if you knew what you were giving them, they'd be more willing, or you might find maybe definitely the younger crowd are certainly probably a lot less used to using it. But because I do realize people can sign up on social now with like a phone number. They don't have to do it with an email address like they used to. There are some ways, but I still see a lot of people succeeding with that. So hopefully we can help you find that out. What is your weekly email to my subscribers? Well, Mary, are you not checking that out to look in your back office? Yeah, so if you're just on a set it and forget it, then that's okay too. We're going to show you this week's email. So your job is to invite more people onto your list, add your voice so the emails feel personal. And here's the thing, if you guys know what you're producing, then your enthusiasm of what you're offering might get people to be more willing to say, sure, send me your email, if they know the value they're getting, right? If it's just like another email, I get a ton of email and I don't always check email, but there are times I do. So now you don't, by the way, have to add your voice so the emails feel personal if you don't want to, but we are going to show you, how you can do that. Now, with your marketing hub, we give you several what's called contact capture paths. So if you can see with my annotation tool here, let's see, can I do the annotation tool? When I try, nope, it just won't do it there. Maybe I'm going to try this little arrow guy. Won't work. Oh, I know what I got to do. Sorry, I'm doing it on my wrong side here. Let's see if this will work. Okay, here we are. All right, so I'm going to start off by lead magnets. Kristen, can you see my red line there?
Yep, sure
All
can.
right. So the first thing is we've got lead magnets such as the 7 big secrets to losing weight. Well, who can guess what product that is designed to help you promote? The 7 big secrets to losing weight. Go ahead and type that in the chat. The next one is 7 ways to improve memory. Let's find out who gets 3 stars for that one. Right on, Mary Vetter. Nope. Try again, Kate. Yes, Kathy Pagandarm is correct on both. Both good for you. But try this one, Kate. We have the vitamin checklist. And what do you think that is meant to? Then we also, yes, we also have what Kristen wrote, what your doctor wasn't taught about nutrition that you need to know. Mary Jessen, Vitally and Vitalizer, that is right. So when you promote that lead magnet and someone downloads it, or what's called opts in, meaning they type in their name and email, they are going to be added to your contact manager here. Now, if you get them to register for an event like the one that's happening, I believe it's next week or the week after that on the 25th, Here, a live event, guess what? They get added to your contact manager. Now, once they've been added once, they're not re-added, then they're in. So even though they might register again, they won't be added twice. But any of these ways is a contact capture path, meaning you're able to capture contacts and get them in your contact manager so that you can follow up with email or with SMS text broadcasting. So Kate, or sorry, I think that was Linda, who was struggling to get people with email addresses. You can send out broadcast SMSs, very limited because getting into someone's phone is such a sensitive spot. We want to make sure we're very gentle on that. Now, the resource center here as well, you guys can see any of the articles, the webinar replays, the just the short form videos, the files, anything in there where they have to go in and create a guest account to get access to that, they automatically go into your contact manager. Now you can share one object and then they have to sign up for something the next time they come around or the next item they tried to access. But I made it that way so that anytime you offer a resource, a valuable resource, and they've got to create the guest account, which is super easy to do, and obviously it's free, they are in your contact manager. Keep in mind that if they register for a lead magnet, right, one of the ebooks or one of your event registrations, guess what? They're automatically given access to the resource center. And Patricia is saying she's getting an echo. Anybody else getting an echo? Are we doing okay here? Make sure you're muted, Jomar. Jomar's
Sound
muted.
good here.
Okay, we're getting a sound good there. Jasmine saying all good. So, Patricia, make sure that you don't have us open in two spots is one thing I could say. Put on a headset possibly. Everyone else is saying no echo, so I must move on. The actions menu, by the way, gang, is the other one. Okay, so this is the last option. Here we go. Boop. Here. And this is where you're manually adding someone to the system. And just to make sure you guys are aware of what I'm talking about, let me scoot diddly daddly over here and show you what I'm talking about. So this is the actions menu up here. I just simply go up here and I would add an email subscriber as long as I have their permission, check mark the box, hit next, and then put in their name and email. And I can select whether I want them on business topics only or wellness topics only or both. You guys need to use your best judgment on that based on what their interest was, or, you know, are they a prospect for the business, depending on what you do. So that's how you can manually add someone. And you know what? That's one of the easiest ways, because you just need to tell them, hey, did you know that I have a wellness community and could I invite you to it? And one of the things that comes with it is my Facebook group and my digital updates. So you know when I have live events and when I put new content on my resource center. Can I get you a link? By the way, this is the Educators Hub site that helps people get move inside your system. And I'm just going to show you one of them for example. Let's try this one here, the What Your Doctor Wasn't Taught. I just want you to see what this lead magnet that I mentioned earlier actually looks like. Now, this ebook, by the way, is covering omegas, probiotic, vitamin C, protein, and B complex. Did I miss anything, Coach Kristen? I think that's the core coverage.
Yeah,
which
I
I
think
do.
you got her covered.
Yeah, and I do believe that is in Vitalizer. That's in your core product line. So that's one of the reasons why we built this. And this is actually gleaned from a real doctor who was a total supplement skeptic, and he became a super supporter. And let's find out who has downloaded it and read it. This is kind of like how I grew up in the business. So if you don't know my story, I was 8 when my parents started their business. And this is what, this is like the meat and potatoes of the business. You learned about the core vitamins, what they do. Um, and I learned the fun way with Bruce Miller, and he had neat ways of explaining it. But yeah, so Kate, we need to get you that. So maybe Kate, drop us an email or a way we can reach out to you, and we can make sure that you get this ebook. Okay. All right. So let me go back to that. So this week, focus on one contact capture path. So maybe it's a lead magnet or inviting them to an event. I guess I would say for me, it's inviting to an event because we actually have this great event. Kristen's going to talk about it, but I'm going to just say it anyways, because guess what? If I go to my hub site and I go under wellness webinars down here, there it is, the February Healthy Reboot. And you can promote this to your customers or prospects and have this great science-backed information that's going to help people learn about some great stuff. And actually, Coach Kristen's going to mention that. I won't get into any more details. She'll talk a little bit about that later. But that's a key piece of all this. And send someone to a resource or use the action menu. We talked about that. So for me, focus on the inviting to an event because that's what's coming up. Now, I want to share this. So remember, we've got these different contact capture pathways that I showed you guys here, how to get them on your list, because this is the year of audience building. We're all about audience building. So let's type that out. This is the year of audience building. Go ahead and type that out. This is the year of audience building. Like make a commitment. This year, I'm going to build my audience. And that might mean it's 50 people who are on your email list or on your SMS list, or maybe they're just in your group, but somehow you've got them in a way that you are able to reach out and touch base with them, right? Yes, this year I'm building my audience. Very good. Because when you have an audience, meaning a group of people that are following you, that you can control the connection with, you can build a relationship with them, build relevance with them, and then make offers to them that are of value. And we all know that your products are super valuable and can make dramatic improvements in people's lives. So you need that group of people that are following and listening to you, because do you know what the percentage is of people that are actually ready to buy the moment you share your product or service with them? It's in the Wellness Educator's Blueprint, but who can tell me what's the percentage of people that are actually ready to buy the moment you tell them about your product, service, or opportunity? It's a very low percentage. It's less than 10. Anybody remember? It's a little higher than that. A little higher than that, thankfully, but not much. Give it up 2 points. Hey, Denise Williams has got it. She gets a star. It's 3%. Yes. So obviously, if that's not the low hanging fruit, is it? The 3% of the people, let's instead market to the 30% that are in the middle ground where they're open to it. They may not be thinking about it, but if you told them about it, they're going to move in your direction. And the 3%, I guess I should say they are the low hanging fruit if you could, find them, but they're very difficult to find. And we want you to be marketing to the larger number who you need to nurture them. And that means follow-up system. So whether that's email or SMS, whatever it is, you got to find a way to follow up with them so that you can nudge the needle. All right. So you've now got people in your contact manager, and now you have multiple ways of messaging them. So type in the chat what you see on the screen. What are the 4 ways of messaging people? And I'll give you one. One is email. What are the other ways of go ahead and type that in the chat. What else do you see there? So emails is one. Okay, check mark. What are the other ways of messaging people? All right, so Debbie Tucker's watching. Good for you. And we've got, way to go, Kate, on the keyboard. Pamela's out there. Hey, Pamela, we're waiting for you to contact us so we can get your hub site ready to go. I'm very excited to change your hub site and get it going. Good to see you here. If I got one of my MIPs out there, they're going to be reaching out to you. So check for our chats, Pamela. Yeah, snail mail 4 times a year with holiday cards. Very good, Mary. Don't give up on that. Well done. All right. So you guys are just fantastic. You're on fire tonight. Push notifications, snail mail. Do you guys know what push notifications is, by the way? Yeah, Patricia, well done. Leave a message on the phone. It's yep, true, true. It's not here. You know what? Could be smoke signals. Could be another way. I ran out of room. I just kept it to 4, but I'm with you there. So push notifications. You know, guys, on your phone, when you go to an app and then it's like doing the little thing drops in and it shows you that you have some sort of a notification. That's what push notification is. So we want what's called omni-channel messaging. Who here wants to be omni-channel? Like, you don't want to be solo channel, do you? Where you only get to them in one direction, yet they don't look at your direction, right? Like, I think it's Linda. Did I get that right? Linda can't get emails, but she said she can get text messages. So she needs to be text messaging and snail mailing. The great thing about snail mail, or also known as direct mail, is that there's no spam box. Like, if you know their mailing address, it shows up and hardly anybody else messages them. And if you do it right with the right piece of education where they feel like there's some value drop there, you are a real step ahead of other people. In fact, Nancy Fickus, who is one of the ones that I'll reference tonight with regards to results she's had, when she sent out an email broadcast for one of the recent emails, she had 2,000 in extra sales from the free shipping. Now, what's amazing is she did a couple emails because of I think wasn't it the skincare $20? I don't know. There's a promo you've got rolling right now. Well, she sent out a couple emails and she's 4,000 ahead of her same period last year. Again, from using emails from her YFP back office. So, there you go. Put snail mail in an interesting envelope. Very good. Yeah, so it doesn't look like it's, company promo or whatever. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to add this part in here before I scoot along from this slide. Here, you can see, what are we going to message them? We're going to message them about live events. What else? What are the other 2 things that we're going to message them about? So we're using text, emails, push notifications, and snail mail. And what are we messaging them about? Promos. Yes, Mary. In fact, Coach Kristen, remind me, I should add that on there. I've got live events and these other 2 things, but I didn't put in there. I think promo should be added. Because absolutely, they need to know when you got a hot promo. What else is in there besides live events? It's on my screen. Anybody else? But yeah, there we go. Wellness. Yep. Wellness content, social content. You got it. Yes. Becky, wellness resources. Very good. Brenda, got it. Yep. Tammy Crabtree, Patricia, Romy, you're there. Louise, well done. Good for you. That's right. So well done. Thanks for participating in this. I love it. Let's get that little writing off of my. There we go. Oh, yeah, thank you, sir. Can I request a top up? It's a little cold. All right, now here's some script examples. This is just very simplistic. So, hey, I've got a quick resource on heartburn. Want me to send it to you? Obviously, you needed to know that they had some problem with heartburn, or that may be totally irrelevant, which is why you're focusing on getting to know people, asking questions about their lives, and to find out what some of their issues are. Give me an example of fill in the blank. I've got a quick resource on, fill in the blank. Want me to send it to you? What would it be? Think of something recently that somebody said to you. Ilona, how about you? Heart health, Mary Jessen, very good. That's right. Especially, let's say somebody and their husband just had, or their partner just had some problem with a cardio event, and you could share something like that. Blood pressure, way to go, Kate. Better sleep, yeah. Probiotics, stress management, more energy, improving memory. Consider leading with a struggle, such as digestive upset, or struggling with bloating after Thanksgiving dinners. Menopause, yeah. Periomenopause. Very good. Okay, so you guys got the idea. So that's a lead magnet. By the way, in our Content Studio program, we are actually building unique lead magnets just for you. We are interviewing you first, getting your story. We are then putting that into our artificial intelligence brand builder. We are then gleaning your story from that. And looking at the kind of wellness struggles you've experienced or you're passionate about solving. And thank you, sir. And then we're making that into a lead magnet with a lead page. And so if these are kind of the problems that you guys may have around you, then you're going to be able to have exactly that, where you say, I have a helpful guide on, right? So here's another one. Hey, we're doing a short live training on, and what's the one coming up, gang? Do you remember? We're doing a short live training on, let's just remind you, here we are, the healthy weight reboot. And so this is kind of the promise, though. We're doing a short webinar on how to support a healthy weight and metabolism without extremes, if you kind of wanted to add that extra blurb in there. Right on. So we're doing a short live training on metabolism and healthy weight. Want the link? The key is, if you know somebody, invite them. If you don't know them that well, like it's cold, then focus on getting to know them and don't ask them for anything yet. Don't invite them yet. So remember that when you, and coach, you are muted if you wanted to say something. Right on. Okay, so here's 3 things to personalize. In an email, if you choose to, you don't have to, the first 2 to 4 lines of the email, 1 sentence in the middle, and then your closing or sign off. Now, I am asking the team to give me some mock-ups where we are going to write an email that I want more emails. And again, this is part of my Content Studio initiative. I want to be able to create more emails that have your story woven in, that are more personalized to you. So I'm going to be having them create spacers where we can go in there and drop in some photos for that. And thank you, Jones. So let's show you what that looks like on our next, let's see here. Boom. Next line is we're going live. All right. So we're going to turn it to you, Coach Kristen. You're going live. And let's show them, crash course. Let's show them the this week's email, how to get to it, how to edit the first 2 to 4 lines.
Perfect. And I've already got something ready, so you don't have to wait for me to type.
Yes.
All right, let's get into this.
I got the dregs of my DR in this tea here, so now it's like I'm eating hay with dust. It's a drinking hay with dust or something.
Love the end parts.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start right from your dashboard. So when you're on your dashboard, you're going to go to the marketing tab on the left, click on it and go to email marketing. And that's going to open up a cool page like this, where it's going to give you a snapshot. This is a snapshot of what's been done. Up at the top, you'll click on this campaigns button and it's going to it'll bring you to your sent. But then you have this outbox option right here that'll have a 1 in it when there's an email ready to go. So you'll click on that. And then over on the far right, there's a little arrow that you'll click on and you'll go to edit email.
And let's explain why they got to do the
preview.
edit, because if they don't edit it, it's going to go as is.
Yes, it'll go just as is, however we've written it. And it is always nice to add your own tone to it. However, I'm very much a set it and forget it kind of guy. So,
and we write it well enough that if you set it and forget it, I think it's still a darn good email.
It is. I have had nothing but good things about hearing from them or from people who've told me that they really enjoy them, whether I edit them or not. So you're not getting anything that's going to be shoddy. They're very well written. So once you're at this page here, down at the bottom, there's the unschedule and edit. You'll click on that. And then up at the top right, you'll click on the edit email in black, and that'll open up the editor. Okay, so if you're doing this just very simply, and you're not going to twiddle around too much with images, that type of thing, it's kind of this, it's very similar to the old system. You just put your cursor where you want to type and type. What I did is I took this whole paragraph, copied it, gave it to my ChatGPT and said, hey, could you write this in my tone? So that's what it did. And then I can come over to my GPT, we'll just copy it, and paste it in. So whether you're typing it or pasting it from somewhere else, that's totally fine. And then you just do a little bit of editing. There we go. So that's pretty much it. It's very simple to edit these. If you want to change out pictures or anything like that, mostly it'll be whatever the picture is up top. You might want to switch that out every now and again to give it something fresh. It's pretty simple. You click on the image. Over on the right-hand side here, you're going to get a change image. Okay. And then if you already have it loaded, you can just insert, or you might have to upload an image from your computer. You click on upload, you go grab the photo, open it, and then you can insert it right from here. And you don't have to worry about tinkering with sizes or anything like that. Once you've got all that set, you can go through and add anything else you want to the email, which, by the way, I love the new setup of the emails. These are really nice. You can scroll all the way to the bottom. You can edit your closing message if you want to change anything there. And then this is the really important part. Make sure you hit the save button. This doesn't have an autosave, so you do have to make sure you save it. And then from here, you can click on the little eyeball at the top right and get a preview. So you can see what it's going to look like. You can also test your links from here if you've added links, that type of thing. So when you're testing links, by the way, what I recommend is right-click on the link and open them in an incognito window. So you'll see where they're going to go. Okay. And then when you're happy with it, you X out of here and close this. And then just check your date and time and make sure that's when you want to send it still. You can change the date and time, by the way, if you decide you want to send yours out on Friday, go ahead. It's up to you. And then you just schedule it and it'll put it back in the queue. Just like that. And then you're done. Then you can close her down and it's back in the queue with your edits ready for your people to hear your voice. Okay. Was there anything else we wanted to cover on that one?
Excuse me. I was thinking, could you show them how to add another block of text in the middle?
Mm-hmm. You can do that.
So, gang, we are out of the box writing one per week for you. And what I'm saying is that in our Content Studio service, part of our coaching with our marketing implementation partners, what we call MIPS, we will go in there when you guys are at that level and we will help you to personalize your emails where it makes sense. But we're not going to add more emails. Now, if, however, there is a special promo that Shackley's put on and it really makes sense to send a second email, we will. But in general, one a week, that's the standard. It can be over the top to send more than that. But I will say, if you've got a responsive subscriber list and they know you well and you have been, emailing them frequently already, we do not see a problem. Nancy Fickus has sent 4 emails in a week, and I'm not a fan of abusing the inbox. I'm really picky about that. So at first I was a bit, taken aback, but again, your mileage will vary. So if people it depends on your audience. What are they like? I will find this though. If you don't email them enough and then you email them, they will often unsubscribe at that point. You must stay consistent or then they will bail out.
Yep, that's a good point.
She wants to see you change the photo again.
Okay, we can do that. So changing the photo, you just click on the photo you want to change.
This time, on the right, totally different photo so they can see it actually change.
You
have something in your...
Yeah, I should have something. It might not be a picture I'll keep there, but no, it should be fine.
Okay. Wizards and
no rabbit's feet this time.
No rabbit's feet. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. So you click on the image that you want to change, make sure the blue box is around it, and then you're going to get all your tools down the right-hand side. You'll click on this blue change image, and it's going to open up your image gallery. I can delete one of these because it don't matter anymore. And then you will go up here to the upload. So you'll upload, and I know I've got a picture
here.
The
cat one or whatever. Cool. There's a little kitty cat head there.
We'll pick this guy for now. The kitty cat one. Actually, no. I know what those kitty cats are. My daughter put them on there.
Okay.
Okay. So there's the new picture. So then you'd go insert, and it'll just insert it right in to wherever your image spot is.
Of course, you wouldn't want to put a photo like that over your head. No. That wouldn't make any sense. But you could have replaced the photo down below. If you had a better photo, you thought, than the one we put in there for the metabolism, you could change that.
Yep. And it's the same process.
Right. Let's just scroll a little bit. I want them to see the way we write this email so you guys understand our thinking. for one, let me just share the process. So we have a weekly meeting, a content meeting where we look at the themes, the wellness pathways, the way we are going to be approaching all of our content. We actually start by writing your weekly wellness show script first. Then from that, we draw the email from there. And then we spin off into your reels for your different spaces, right? Your discovery group or your personal profile or whatever, TikTok, etc. Then once we do the writing, that's just the beginning. Then we go through a few, like a rough draft and a couple edit versions. And then after that, it is then sent into the design phase. The designer makes it pretty, which then goes into the coding phase. They're the ones that actually put it here so that it's in a coded format. By the way, show them the mobile view if you could too, so they can see what it looks like on a phone. And so we make sure that it's going to look good on a phone and on a desktop. And best we can do for the right like fonts and things for cross compatibility, because there's many different types of email platforms, and it's a little hard to get them all right. But we have a full team that does this for you guys every single week. And so, Mary Jessen, you're right. We are doing most of this for you, but we don't want to like push ourselves where you're like in the background, you don't exist. We are trying to put you out front and center, like this is yours. That's why we want your photo in there. That's why we're going to want things where there's going to be more places to put your photos in there so they can see you with the family and see you in the house and doing things like that. Because we know that creates the connection with people. It doesn't need to be pretty. It needs to be just raw, like real, again, what's called user-generated content. That's the stuff that's winning now. So we want to be able to help you weave that into your email. What we want, though, is we don't want you guys to do the writing, the editing, the all the drafting and all that stuff. We want you just to show up, make it pretty, get it out so that you could do the thing that matters the most. Oh, great for you, Mary Jessen. I'm glad to hear that you feel that way. So what do you guys, would you say is the thing that matters most? So if we're taking the tech side, that lifting, what would you guys say is the part that the income producing activities? Throw me out what's called an IPA, an income producing activity. What will this free you up to do more of? Yes, Mary Vetter, good for you. That is right. I simplify it, following up on the newsletters. That's right, Kathy. Way to go. Yep, follow up, follow up, follow up. But also some things that we cannot do, like when you post on your own personal profile, right? You're making your own reel. You coaching a new team builder. We cannot do that. It could also be you having that one-on-one, that follow-up that moves into enrollment. Yes. So Angela Dorado, yes, good for you. Contact. And I want you guys to type this out. This is the easiest way to remember this. Your job is to be either typing or talking. Either typing or talking. So you're either typing an instant messenger or in a text message, type or talk. That's your job, right? Or you're actually just on the horn talking to them, or you're in Zoom talking to people. And the gang is behind you. They're writing it, they're coding it, they're putting it all up for you. And you're like looking at like, hey, look at this wonderful resource I have. To your people, you wrote it, right? You made it. That's what we want. So your job is to type or talk. That's right. So we're trying to make you guys look good. So you are spending more time typing or talking. Or what would be the other thing that you must do, or this business is a lie in a way? You're either working the business or you should be doing what? A lifestyle of personal freedom. So what does that mean to you? You should be not on the computer. You should be not talking the business or doing the business. Unless it's something you just purely love. It should be going out barbecuing. It's meeting people, going to the movies. You should be on vacation. You should be living life your way. That is the idea, is let your tech team do all the hard stuff so you guys can get in, make high impact, get out, right? I mean, who wants to be stuck in front of a computer all day long? Yeah, we show pictures of you guys at the beach, with the laptop, but do you really want to be at the beach with a laptop all the time? I want to close the laptop and get back to living. So there we go. That said, Kristen, could we just show the top part again, the way this sort of flowed?
Yeah. And while we're at the top, I'll just show you guys what to do if you need an extra text box. This is the easiest way to do it.
Take it away.
Is click on a text box that's already in the email and duplicate it.
Mm,
And then you can just type over.
nice.
It keeps your font. You don't have to go through reformatting
What
any
if
of
you
that
wanted that
stuff.
text box down lower? Could you show them how to
Yeah.
drag that?
Yeah. And if you want to move it, when you hover over top, you get this little directional arrow. You just click and hold it and drag it down to wherever you want it to go. And yeah.
Yay. See, and then you guys can write your own blurb.
Hmm.
So Shirley Karitnik, you're going to love it. And Shirley, yes, the newsletters will also be in this format, this coloring, but they'll just be longer because they're a newsletter. So um, yeah, this has taken us a long time. And the partner that we are with, we work with a company out of Montreal, Canada, who, yeah, so us crazy Canadians. Now you just got to get across the bridge. Just a bridge joke in case you guys have been watching the news. But anyways,
Mm.
so let's save it, close it, show them how to schedule it.
So yeah, make sure you hit the save button. And the only way to say that, because I've done it twice and cried and had to redo the email.
Yeah.
So we don't want you guys crying.
Yeah.
So save it, close it. If you want to test links, you can. You can even test links from here too. So if you don't test them in the preview screen, you've got this spot to do it. And then it's just schedule the campaign, let it do its thing, and it's off and ready to go.
Yes, very good. Let's give a clap to Kristen. Well done. Thank you. Kristen, could you now just show them, sorry, not done quite
Mhm.
yet, real quick, just how to do a basic write their own email. We're just going to show you the super basic version with the basic raw template. Can you do that?
Like the
Some,
template that's included.
yeah, just go to like my templates.
Let
In
me
this
find
case, I
it.
think you're going to have to go to campaign or create. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to go to create, I think,
Just show
campaigns.
them like the very rough version so they know that they can do it. We
Okay.
want you guys to know you can write a totally whatever you want email. You don't have to like use ours and modify as ours. You can start from
Hmm.
absolute scratch. And so we're just going
Yep.
to show you that. And
So
while
it's going to give you,
that, I'll
is this,
answer it in
yeah,
the chat. Go
it's
ahead.
going to give you this template when you do load this that has all this stuff on it. So you can do it this way where you just edit the template that's in here. The first thing I usually do is just delete anything I know I'm not going to use. So I don't usually use the top part. So I'll just click up here to get this little garbage can and delete it and go through. And I usually only keep this image, this piece of text, and the actions button, and then get rid of the rest. So if you decide you want to add more stuff to it, you absolutely can, but this is just a basic, very, very basic email, nothing super fancy about it. Um, like that. The one thing you do want to make sure you keep, this is very important, is where it has the client, company, and name, all of your information. Keep that there. It will populate the proper information once it's ready. But then you can delete everything else. And then it's just a matter of whatever images you want, same process. So you click on this image, you want to change that. Um, I'll use this guy so you can swap it up. And then with your actions button, if you're needing to add a link, you click on it and then you just paste your URL in here. Um, what
We
might
will
be, oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead.
Well, I'm going to navigate away from this. So if you have
Okay.
something you want to add on this
Well, I
page.
was just going to say that don't try to memorize this. Mainly, we just
Hmm.
want you to know that you can do these things, and
Yep.
we'll have an in-depth boot camp type style for you guys. Kristen will talk about that in a little bit with the Wellness Educators Academy coming up. But
Yep.
so we're just going to fly through it. Don't try to memorize it. We just want you to know there's possibilities. Okay.
Yeah, just know that you can do it. Another way that you can do it too, if you want to write your own, send out your own email, is you can go to one of our sent emails that we've done for you and just duplicate it and rewrite what you want to write, and then it stays in the same format too. So that is an option. You would just go to your sent box, find whichever one you want, and duplicate the email. It's going to put it in your drafts, where then you can open it up and edit it, and then everything will stay formatted the way that you're used to, and you can edit this one up too. So there's a couple ways to do it. You can either create your own from the campaigns, or you could just duplicate one of our older ones and rewrite it. And yeah, like Jody said, we're going to be going into more detail with this in the next couple of weeks, which will be a lot of fun.
I will say to us Canadians, sometimes the templates will look a little different because Canada doesn't have all the same products that the US does. So there are times when it just doesn't make sense to use the exact same email. So keep in mind that. The other thing that I will say is that I guess the question that I wanted to ask you guys is, do you want us to make some templates that are in there for you? For example, like, a free shipping template. So you can go in and grab that certain kind of promo where we kind of give you the outer frame. Because what Kristen had to do was take apart an existing template that kind of doesn't fit you guys. We can go in and make them a little bit more polished and ready to roll. And then you just fill in the middle stuff if you want to write your own. So, and this is super helpful, especially if you guys are a team, right? So, to Dale and Tammy, Dale, this is your job, right? To Gary out there and Debbie, Gary, maybe this is his job. Uh, Ken does the emailing and this kind of prep work. So consider getting your partner, whoever that might be, whoever's into the tech side of it. They're the ones who are like putting together the emails, handling a lot of this kind of stuff. If you can get someone like that, or you can get, your tech cousin on the weekend, or you hire us to do it. So with our through VA hours. But better is through our content studio program, where we include this as part of the coaching design VA package. Coach Kristen, I think that wraps it up for that. Let's just do our final slides and we are done for tonight.
Okay.
All right. So remember, we talked about that one idea, one helpful link, one clear to call to action. The end of month e-newsletter is the highlights of what we covered in the month. It's links to key resources and replays, and then it's what's coming up next. It's more long form, really e-newsletter style. So that's what's going to be on the 25th, I believe. Consistency and simplicity wins. Just remember, grow your list using the contact capture paths we showed you earlier. Let the weekly emails run, either hands-off or personalized. And consider upgrading to Smart Send so that we can also move you into snail mail and into SMS messaging, and use the monthly newsletter, the e-newsletter, as the recap and re-engagement layer. So here's the wellness business growth strategy for 2026 and beyond. So you use your marketing hub and your audience growth formula. You do that to attract your target audience, and you then use omni-channel messaging to nurture and market to that audience. And guess what? We're constantly nudging them to move towards your online store. And that is how it goes. Let's take a quick poll and be here to wrap. All right, polls up. Where's a poll? Poll 3, I think we are here. Let's get the poll timer. Yes. Okay. Did I get the poll? Poll 4, I think. All right.
It looks like it's up.
Okay. So the simple weekly email rhythm that keeps customers engaged. Again, the question is, what do you think would help your business the most? The simple weekly email rhythm, what to send so my emails feel valuable, subject line strategies that increase opens. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get into subject line strategies. That's like a whole other thing. So I decided to cut that one out. How to use promo moments the right way without overselling. The main thing is just being mindful. If it's like just a super hot promo, then consider doing it. By the way, with our system, you can also go in and create a segment of just people that buy a certain amount, and they get specific emails that other people do not. So you can also segment your list that way. And I don't know why, but it seems like when I touch my screen, the little timer turns off, so I can't touch anything. Kristen, go ahead and read out the polls.
All right. Let's see here. There we go. Do we have the results? There we go. All right. So we got 29% say what to send so my emails feel valuable, not spammy. 19% subject lines that increase open rates, or subject line strategies that increase open rates. And then 52% at how to use promo moments the right way without overselling. So that's good. You guys are thinking in that frame of mind.
Awesome. Recap again, email marketing is not about doing more work. It's about building a system that keeps relationships warm week after week. It's just proven that email builds loyalty and social starts conversation. Here is the details of session 1. So we identify what's currently blocking your audience growth. Then we choose the best next moves for your content plus outreach. And then we map your contact capture paths and how people enter your list. We then lock in a simple weekly plan you can actually stick to. We clarify what to post, what to invite people to, and we connect the plan to email so your follow-up creates a loyalty. And so, Tammy, we got a little bit off track in our mentions and a few other things we needed to do. That's why I wanted to meet with you again. But this is very important because this allows us to also look at your situation, and then basically I can then sort of prescribe, here's what I feel you're missing. You need to add this. This should be your main focus. For many of you, it's actually reach out and retention, where you're dealing with your existing customer base and audience growth isn't your first priority. And I want to make sure you know about things like that. So they will be putting the link in the chat if they haven't already for you to get that audience growth audit. Again, it's just $37 on a special promo for you guys. And why is email marketing, or why email marketing is key for audience growth? Well, you get more people raising their hand, more people entering your list, more conversations turning into customers, and just more loyalty over time. So you're going to walk away with, again, the best contact capture path for the next 30 days, a simple invite script you can use daily, a weekly content rhythm that feeds your email list, a realistic plan for growth that doesn't require posting all by yourself 24/7. So again, that's $37 for 2 sessions, tonight only. Make sure you have the link, ends at midnight. And you may be not ready to get that, and that's okay. Instead, book a free strategy session. We'll help you with strategy and a roadmap for success. We're going to talk about here making the shift where you don't, have people perceiving you as a salesperson. We want them to perceive you as a valued resource. And this strategy helps you make that shift, the 5 steps you need to go through to make that shift. So you are perceived online as a valuable resource, someone that you become attractive to people online. And then the other option is take the free 30-day trial of the Marketing Hub. So what we just showed you there on the email marketing system, you can try it for 30 days with a limited amount of contacts. And you can do that by looking at the link at the bottom, yfpworks.works/trial. And finally, get the free download. Make sure you download our Wellness Educators Blueprint. This is kind of the core philosophy that underpins everything we do. And our goal is to help you guys get back to the way this company was built, and that was through education. It wasn't getting out there and being pitchy and salesy. It was about learning to attract people through educational content back then, through home meetings, through 21-day tape program and other content, and then move them to a welcomed discovery call. You saw the buying signals, and then you moved them into large orders when they were ready for it. And it is the most fun way of building the business, when you lead with education and then move them into a sales conversation when they are ready. So, Kristen, I'll flip slides if you want to do the last piece.
You just simply go to the link and the team will put it in the chat so you can come join us over there. And with that,
this will be archived, by the way, in your education center. So if you miss some of it, or you whatever need to share it with someone, look for it in the education center, or it will be live streamed in the Facebook group. We'll see you guys on Marketing Monday. Have an amazing weekend. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.